Hi everyone, how are you doing all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel Fitness Freak Computer Geek. In the last lecture I have shown you some programming example of if else statement where I have shown you a comparison of two numbers, then we seen the comparison of three number where I provided you two logics of doing that using if else compound statements and nested if else statements, and also I have shown you code of comparing phone numbers, okay, where we have compared ABCD phone numbers there. Okay, so hope that the code that I explained is clear to you. Everything like I told you in the last lecture, coding is not everything technical. Something is related to your thinking skill. You must develop your thinking skill by practice more and more. So I will, in this lecture I will show you more programs on if else statement so that you could your concept and get more cemented in your brain. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's begin. So let me open my code block. It's taking so much time. Yeah, it's now open. So let me create file Control Shift and new file for Control Shift and remember this shortcut I might be using most often. Okay, so create an empty file. So we have created our new file. So now just save the file using Ctrl S. We are in the folder of if else, if else folder that we created in last lecture. Okay, so I will save my other files in here itself. Okay, so let me name our new folder if else 2. Okay, so at first what will we do? We first include header file which you know, stdio.h. then we'll create our main function where we will write our code. Okay, so curly braces on. So let me show you the conversion of uppercase to lowercase here. Okay, so I will working on character based data type here. Okay, so if you remember, I have tell you in some lecture about ASCII value of something. Everything in C have it ASCII value. Every operator, every symbol, okay, or every alphabets used is mapped with ASCII value that are internationally accepted, that are accepted by every C compilers. So like that, everything ASCII value. Suppose null have some ASCII value, space have ASCII value 0, something like that. Null have ASCII value something like. Let me show you how you can check the ASCII value. Okay, then I will explain first. So suppose we'll printf. Suppose we take a variable array equal to, suppose we /n. We want to find the ASCII value of /n here. Okay, so what could be the ASCII value of /n? So let's see. So now printf the. So one thing you notice here that I am using here percentile d. I am not, it is, although it is character based, I should be using percentile c, but I am using percentile d here. Why? To get the ASCII value of any characters. So how to get the ASCII value? Just use percentile d. Just declare anything in another character variable and just print the value in decimal form by using percentile d. In this way we will get the ASCII value of every character, whichever character we want. Okay, so let's see what is the ASCII value of /n here. Okay, so what I will do, I will just print a. Okay, so just save the file and then run it. Let's see. Okay, it's returning 10. So each character have unique value. So we have checked the character value of what? /n here. So let me show you another one. So let's check the character value of space. Okay, nothing we print, just space. So save the file. Let's see. It has character value 32. So you are getting it. Hope you are getting it. So let's see now character value of /t. It's interesting, na? You can check any ASCII value of any character. Okay, you can check. So save the file. save the file, then build and run. Okay, let's hit /t. It's 9. Okay, you are getting it. So in this way we can check the ASCII value of every characters or alphabets, which is also comes under character. Anything defined under single quotes, its term as character. I have shown a constant lecture that everything under single quotes is treated as character based data type. Okay, hope you are getting it. So now moving on, in this lecture, in this code, I want to show you conversion of uppercase to lowercase, that is from capital A to small a, or vice versa, that is small a to capital A. So how we can do this conversion? So first of all, let us get the range of in our alphabet, 26 alphabets of both capital letters and small letters. So let's first check ASCII value of capital A. So it must be returning 65 something. So save it, then run it. Yeah, 65. So ASCII value of what you can get, ASCII value of capital A 65. Then let's check ASCII value of capital Z. Okay, so ASCII value of capital Z will be, you can see 90. Okay, 90. So suppose we want to now remember that, right? Let me write it for you here somewhere in comment, you might not forget it. So ASCII value of capital A is 65 and ASCII value of capital Z is equal to 90. Now let's see ASCII value of capital small a. Okay, save the file, then run it. So it is 97. So what we have found, that capital ASCII value of small a is 97. Then let us found the ASCII value of small z. Now why I am showing this, I am showing this to you because so that you can develop the logic how the conversion could work. Okay, that's why I am showing it. That's my motive to save it, then run it. So it is returning 122. Okay, so write it here, write it small z equal to 122. So you can see, so how we convert any capital letter to small letter, to just check out the difference of that value. If we if capital A is given, if we add what number, we get 97. Okay, 65 minus 97 is what, the number come to be, you can, if you can subtract the number, it will get 32. Okay, so each capital letter and small letter is difference by number 32. So what we have to do, if you convert into capital letter to small letter, we just add 32, so the 65 become 97 and return its character value as per using percentile C. Using percentile C, we can find the original value, original character. So in this way the conversion will work. First of all, we will, if anything is given in capital letter, with anything in capital letter, we will convert, we will add 32 to it and make it so it will give the small character of it. And how to print the small character, just use percentile C. Okay, hope you get it. So now let us take the take value from the user now. Okay, it is more dynamic way. So let's scanf. Suppose we, first of all, let's give the message to user, printf enter any character whose conversion you need. So we will just ask the user to print the alphabet whose conversion we needed. Means suppose he want to print and you want to convert capital A to small a, or capital Z to small z, or small a to capital A, like that. Okay, hope you are getting it. So now you will store the value in scanf. Okay, so now we will not using percentile D here, we will percentage C here. So before that, let's write our logic now. So what could be the two cases? There could be two cases arise if the user write three cases arises actually. If the user write the value between capital A to capital Z, then what we have to do, we have to add the number, add 32 to that number to make it to small letters. And suppose the user entered the value between small a to small z, what we will do then, we will just subtract 32 from that number to get the capital letters, uppercase. Okay, so in this way the logic will be. And the last case, which could be optional, that if user enters something which is out of the range, like it is not under capital A to capital Z or small a to small z, it's entered beyond that range. Suppose he enters /n or /t, so this logic will not work. It will not add 32 to any /n to make it /t. It's not like that. Okay, so hope you're getting it, my third point here. So let me now write the logic. So we are using if else. Use of if else is there. If A is greater than equal to, what could be the case? Suppose firstly we are doing for capital A, and we were really using here, we will use AND separator or AND separator or separator. We will be using AND. Why AND? Because we have to check the range between A to Z, which cannot be done by OR, because if one condition is OR is true, then it will directly return the true, it will not check the range. Okay, so for range checking always use AND operators. Okay, hope you are getting it. So let me use AND. And A is, let me name it as C, you might get confused sometimes. So let us name it C. C for character. Yeah, it will be easy for you, not ambiguous. Let me convert it everywhere. So C is greater than equal to, sorry, less than equal to, less than capital Z. Okay, so what will we do? What we will do, we will just make C as C equal to C plus 32 or minus 32 plus 32, C plus 32. We whatever value user entered, it is stored in C. Now we will add 32 to it as it is comes under uppercase, and we want to convert it into lowercase. So hence if 32 is added, it will comes and will become under the range of lowercase. So this logic is clear. Hope it is clear to you. So now next, what would we call else if? Look the importance of else ifs here. I am using everywhere. Else if C is greater than equal to small a, let me write it under single quote. Okay, otherwise it will not define it, it will consider that variable. So it is the, so and C is less than equal to capital Z, then a small z, sorry. So what we will do, what could be the logic of it? We will then make C as C equal to C plus C minus 32. No, if anything is given in small letter, suppose 97 is given for small a, so it will, to convert it into capital A, we just subtract 32 from that small a. Okay, that character. Okay, hope you are getting it. So moving on now, so we will here just use a semicolon. So what could be the last case? So if something arbitrary value user have entered which is not under the range of capital A to capital Z or small a to small z, then what we will do, we will just return that wrong operator. Okay, this you could do or you could not do, it's nothing else matter, because it's optional part, else is always optional. So wrong operator, give the message here. To make it more user friendly, we use just operator, wrong operator or wrong alphabet. Okay, so at last we will print. Now after that, after doing the conversion, we will print the value of C using percentile C. So hence it will return the character value of it. Okay, so just save the file and run it. Hope there are no errors. Okay, there is there is one error, that A, I will use A here. Okay, I have declared C later. So now build and run it. Okay, Hope there are no error this time. Oh yeah, we don't get any error now. So write capital A. So let's see. Yeah, it's returning. So let me check further alphabet too. Okay, tell me one alphabet, guess one alphabet of yourself. So suppose your guess is Z. So let's see it converted to small g or not. Hurrah! So this show that our code is working fine. Okay, so let now see the a small part also, a small lowercase also. Suppose we write I here, so it's converted to capital I. You are seeing it or not? So this logic is, remember, this logic is so much important in lot of coding example as we move forward. Okay, so I will this is also used in practical advantage too, for designing dictionary or something, like auto correction. These are all based on these basic logics. Okay, yeah, although they are used in for string alphabet, but logic, if you do this small level logic, you will definitely do that in high level logic. So it's all like going from level by level. So hence don't think like it is very small thing and it's not going to help you anytime. It will definitely help. So let me now print some arbitrary letters. Suppose it's a slash n, so it is printing wrong alphabet. Okay, along with slash n is also printed. So why it is printed? Let me see. Yeah, because slash n is character based character. It will accept it. No? At last it will print it. So what there is some bug in the code here. Okay, you can see the bug. Suppose we write here 2 alphabet. What will return? It will return the first alphabet. Okay, it's working fine. But if you write something wrong, 2 alphabet wrong, suppose I write slash n plus, so it will now think it is also returning this slash value. Okay, you can see here why it is returning the slash value here, because it is not come under any else if block statement. Means either of all the condition become true or false, it will definitely run this case. Okay, either all the condition are true or none of them is true. In either case, so in either case it will execute this code. So what we could do here, we have to write this code between all this all this if or else blocks. So in condition, when the condition hit this case, it will not print this. Okay, so let me control X, control X, sorry, control Z for undo, control X for forward. So control X and paste it here also. It is also printed. So and here also this is printed extra because I have copied to I copied to the last braces for main function. Okay, so don't worry about it, nothing will happen. So now you can see here, now the code should work fine now. I'll say okay, let me just remove it. So suppose if it now I write slash here, so it directly returning wrong alphabet. We are not printing a slash. Okay, so if you use slash n here, suppose 2 alphabet, it will just consider the slash part. Okay, or slash n also, so wrong alphabet. So now the slash is not printed out. Why? Because we moved the printf block to each block. So whenever only one of the condition is hit, then only the printf will run in both the case. Okay, not in else case, which whenever there are arbitrarily wrong other alphabet which are not in the range are entered by user. Okay, so hope you are getting this. There was some more bugs in this code which we have fixed also. Okay, so you have to develop the habit of identifying your errors as well as curb those errors. Okay, hope you are getting it. So now moving on, let me erase this code. Let's do something else now. Okay, so now moving on, let me show you the code that I have given you some few lectures ago about sum of two number. Okay, remember the lecture where I have shown you how to calculate sum of two numbers, and also at the end I have shown you that how we can convert it into difference of two number or multiplication product of two number or quotient of two number. So in this case we will be doing all the things simultaneously here, okay, which means we will combine all the operator and let the user decide what type of operation he want to perform. Suppose he choose subtraction, then we will subtract the two numbers. Suppose he choose multiplication, then we multiply those two numbers and return the product in the same way. So we let the user now decide what he want to do, okay. So it is somewhat close to calculator. So I will be using here if else statement, and when I will taught you switch statement, there I will also show you the code using switch statement. Okay, so I will left you to decide which code is more suited you, more better suited you, or either it is whether it is if else statements or switch statements, okay. So let me now code it using if else statements, okay. So how we will do that, let me show you. Suppose declare two variable now, a b, now and get the input from the user, printf, enter the two numbers. Firstly we take the two numbers from the user. We have to specify also the variables. I have told you whenever there are multiple argument, it is better to use the variables there. So so we didn't get ambiguous value. So let me print it, percentile d, and let me store the value in 2 percentile d, because we are storing two variable in ampersand a and ampersand b, okay. Hope you are getting it. So now we will ask the user what type of operation he want to perform, okay, and stored it in, suppose in m. Suppose we stored that value in m, so we have to declare now m also. So printf input the operation we want to perform, operation you want to perform. Although I have stored it and declared this variable in end, it will work perfectly fine, but so let not confuse you. We are storing operator here which come under characters, so let me declare character variable, okay. So it also works fine, because int is greater data structure than C. So hope and also stored the char character value that we could store using char variable, okay. So let me declare it char. Suppose we declare it as char as let me m, okay. So we will store it in m, scanf. Notice that if I had used m, declared m as a correct integer variable, it will also work perfectly fine here, but to not make you confuse here, I am using char here, okay. Hope you are getting it. So scanf percentile c, because we want to store it in a character way. So what could be the case? Stored it in m, okay. So hope you are getting it. Now let's create our logic using if else statement here, okay. If what would be the first case? If m equal to what? Suppose that first input should, if the value is plus, then what we will do? We will add the number. We have to declare as variable also to store the result. Suppose I declared it as result r. So we make r as r equal to a plus b, okay. So we declared this variable. So what we do here? So we add those variable and store the result in r, and we print up that value after that, okay. Percentile d r, the result of r, we print the result of r, okay. So same thing we will do in other cases also. So let me just copy it, Control C. We will doing it more time, we'll be repeating this code, okay. So that's why I copied. So we will write it in else if you have already written, okay. So what could be the next case? Now just modify the case, it could be subtraction. So what we'll do, we'll subtract a from b, okay, and then print the result. And now what could be the next case? Suppose we also want to perform multiplication. So what we'll do, else space control V. So what we will do now, oh, you have used 3 equal to here, okay, it will create error. I might have guessed it, okay, where I was wrong. Okay. Now save it again, or it will repeat again. So if third case could be if it is multiplication, and what we will do, we will multiply a into b, then we return the value. Okay. Now another case, suppose what we want to do now, we want to do division here. Okay, else if division. Hope you are getting it. I'm just copy pasting the code to save the time and changing the operator here itself. Okay, hope you are getting it. A divided by, so notice here it will return integer value. Why? Because we are using integer data type. So just to keep the code simple as possible, I'm just using the same variable which I have used to store the subtraction value, addition value and multiplication value. Okay, in that case we are not getting any floating point value, as those number will not give any floating point number except this part, division part. Okay, hope you will get. Now moving on, what we will do now, we will take the else case that none of them is true. Suppose user enters something ambiguous which should not be, which is not any of the operator, else printf illegal operation. Okay, so illegal operation, operator or operation. Okay, so let's save the code and run it. Hope there is no error. What I have done here, we just declare 3 variable, then we store the choice of user in m variable, there what operation you want to perform. Suppose I also list him the type of operation also, so make it user friendly, more user friendly way. Plus he can enter, or he can enter subtraction, or you can enter multiplication, or you can enter division. So I have already mentioned it here also. So suppose this user is more curious and entered something else, so to fulfill his curiosity, that's why I mentioned the else part here. So if now we will check if a is plus the operator using is want to perform is addition, so it will add the 2 number. If user want to perform is subtraction, then it will subtract the 2 number. In similar way, multiplication and division also. So notice that it is truncated by integer value only in division part. Okay, just by integer value. So just save the file and let's see it's working or not. Yeah, there is a error. So one is missing. Yeah, I have missed column here. Okay, so hope you're getting it now. Now let's run it. Yeah, there is no error this time. Yeah, there are no error. So let me print the 2 number and let me ask for the operator. So you can see here there is something, there is bug in this code, that see this line, that input the operation you want to perform, and it is automatically considered it illegal operation and terminate the code. So why this happened? We have firstly taken the numbers, then we are taking the input here. Okay, m case. So what is happening here, in value a and b value are stored in a and b, value that user entered is stored in a and b, and then we are taking the choice here. Okay, so what is the error here, that earlier we are taking the variable a and b, then you are taking the choice from the user. So in this case it will directly come after this. What is happening here, that it is come directly here. Error is happening because earlier we are taking the value up to number, then we are applying then we are asking the user to take the input. So it should not be the case here. Firstly we have to take the operation we want to perform, then we have to take the variable, then it will apply that operation to that variable. In this case what is happening, earlier we are taking the variables and then we are storing it a and b, then we are using this operation plus. So in this case some ambiguous result is coming because of it is not deducting the value which are the operation which are providing him and providing the computer. Okay, it is directly terminate the code and print this one. Okay, so it's not able to store the value. Scan after storing these two value, you can enable to store the operation part here. Okay, so first of all we have to just interchange this value. So how we can interchange it? So we will just firstly as an input, operation as an input which we want to perform, then we take the value two values from the user, then we apply that operation. You are seeing that it is giving us illegal operation directly. It is not working properly. So what could you do? We just swap these two value. Firstly take the input from the user, then we take the number, then we perform the operation. Okay, so let's do that. So let's cut it. Let's cut this code, then just print this code here after declaring m. So now our code should work properly now. So let's save the file, then run the file here. So enter the operation we want to perform. Suppose we want to perform addition. Now provide a number 34, 45. So now our program is working properly and giving us the output here. Okay, so let us take other inputs now. So suppose we want to perform subtraction now. So let's enter two number 90, 89 something. So yeah, subtraction also working fine. So now let's check the division part here. So just run again. So suppose we enter multiplication now. Okay, so suppose we want to multiply 25 into square root 25, it will give 625. So multiplication is also working. So now you can see though it is working fine. It's not giving us any illegible operation, and it will give if you enter some illogical operation, it will definitely give. So let's try with division now. So suppose we want to divide 8 by 2. So what could be the result? 4. Quotient is reading 4. So in this way you can design our basic calculator here. Okay, you can use any operator you want. Suppose you want to perform and or not something. So now suppose I enter p. So now it's confirm. Enter the two number. It's not taking any input. It directly check this number and compare those number to the if else statement, then directly returning illogical operation. So you can see there why this problem rises here, because of using of if else statement here. Okay, so if you design this code using switch code, we didn't get those error. Okay, because of this if else statement is not working properly here. Okay, some bugs are happening here. So curb this problem. This code is mostly done by switch case. Okay, hope you are getting it, because it is sometimes returning illogical value. Okay, then we see now if we write this one later and this one first, then it is returning directly this one without checking the condition. So this is happening because of compiler. It varies from compiler to compiler. If you use debc or turbo C, it might not get result into error, but this code block is showing error in this case. So I think it is designed for most modern compiler, hence it's not working. It will only work, I think it will work with switch case statements. That's why it's showing us the error. Not error, we cannot say error, we are not getting the desired output. Okay, so hope it is clear to you all. Okay, let's save it. Okay, so hope whatever I explained is clear to you all. This lecture is going, if I explain the switch case, I decided earlier to explain the switch case statement in this lecture itself, but but lecture become too large, hence I will show you in next lecture about switch case statement. Okay, so thanks for watching.